Night of the Scorpion by Nissim Ezekiel. Appreciation of the poem. The poem is the poet's account of his childhood memory when his mother was stung by a scorpion. His helplessness, fear, frustration, and bewilderment form the frame of the poem. It represents a typical Indian atmosphere and an Indian ethos where it portrays neighbors rushing in on hearing the news. They try helping out by chanting God's name. The poem distinctly reveals the religious belief of the people along with their superstitious outlook ingrained in the karma theory and rebirth. They believed that pain and suffering was proportional to the sin of the previous birth and would reduce the ordeals of the next birth. They also believed that desire and ambition was the root of all suffering. A strong feature of the poem is the depiction of universal motherhood. After her pain is reduced, the mother is happy that her children were spared from the ordeal. She is portrayed as an epitome of selfless love. The poem is composed in free verse. It is rich in visual imagery. Example, throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud-baked walls. The poet has created a typical and sound imagery in Buzz the Name of God 100 times, which shows the rural scenario with audio-visual images. The peasants came like swarms of flies, shows figures of speech such as simile. Buzz the Name of God indicates onomatopoeia. Repetition is used brilliantly. More candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, etc. There is an element of irony involved in the attitude of the skeptic father resorting to superstition. What appeals to me most is the selfless love of the mother, which is the strongest feature of the poem. Figures of speech. Parting with his poison. Alliteration. Repetition of letter P. Flash of diabolic tale in the dark room. Transferred epithet. Transfer of epithet diabolic from one object to another. And buzz the name of God 100 times. Hyperbole, exaggerated statement. With candles and lanterns throwing giant scorpion shadows. Metaphor. The shadows are compared to the shape of scorpions. They clicked their tongue, onomatopoeia. Show sound conveys sense. May he sit still, they said. Inversion. Disruption of prose order. May the sum of all evil balanced in this unreal world against the sum of good. Antithesis. Two opposite facts in the same sentence. May the poison purify the soul. Alliteration. Repetition of the letter P. More candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, more insects. Repetition. Repetition of the word more. Trying every curse and blessing. Antithesis. Two opposite words in the same sentence. I watched the flame feeding on my mother. Personification. The flame has been imposed with the living quality of feeding. I watched the holy man perform his rites to tame the poison with an incantation. Personification. Rites are given the living quality of taming the poison. After 20 hours, it lost its sting. Inversion. Disruption of prose order. Glossary. Steady rain means continuous rain. Parting means give away, especially related to the poison. Diabolic means devilish. Swarm of flies means flock of flies. Buzzed, continuous humming sound. Paralyze, to become incapable of movement. Nissim Ezekiel was born in Bombay in 1924 as part of Bombay's Jewish community. He attended Wilson College in Mumbai and received a BA in literature. After graduating, he taught English literature and continued his studies at Birkbeck College, London, where he studied philosophy. He was married and published his first collection of poetry in 1952, The Bad Day. Another book, The Dead Man, was published in 1960. He also held a number of professional positions at the University of Leeds and University of Pondicherry. He would receive the Padma Shri Award by the President of India in 1988. He died in January of 2004 at 79 years old. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you would like to have more videos like these.